All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to all of you. My name is Barb Nauta, and I know most of you. I am honored and so blessed to be your Executive Director to the Gaines Chamber of Commerce. So I want to say welcome to all of you and thank you for attending our luncheon. We've got a lot of exciting information as always, so I'm going to probably talk quite quickly so we can get our speaker up here and get you guys through lunch. Leave on time. Before we do, I always like to pray over our event and our meal, so let's pray. Dear Lord, we thank you and feel so blessed for the opportunity to gather here today. Thank you for walking with us every day of our busy lives. We pray that each day will be filled with your peace, your presence, and your hope. May we continue to treasure every opportunity that we have to gather with family and our friends and our business partners. Please bless everyone and keep them safely in your care. We ask for your healing hand to be upon those who are ill. And we ask for your hand of provision for those suffering, and in need. We continue to pray for protection for all who are in harm's way. May the days ahead bring everyone here beautiful blessings and fulfilled dreams that bring all of us so much closer to you. Thank you, dear God, for those who are here to share your blessings and the generosity of our wonderful hosts that make this event possible. Please bless this meal that we are able to share together, and we pray this in your Son's name. Amen. All right, so let's get started. On your table, as always, I've got a table card that looks just like this. What we're going to do is I'm just going to share, as I always do, just some information about the Gaines Chamber of Commerce, just as a reminder about who we are. You're going to then enjoy a lunch catered by Distinctive Catering, and while listening to our keynote speaker, Alex Pedric, GRR National Airport Chief Operating Officer. As you know, our Gaines Chamber of Commerce is dedicated to fostering growth and development of all of your chamber businesses. We are continued to be member-focused, solution-focused, working with integrity that will positively impact each and every one of you and your community families. Right now, if any of our board members are here, I would like to introduce our 2024 board. Amber Lenhart, Holtz Jepson Physical Therapy, Brent Springblood, Farm Bureau Insurance, Heidi Vanderkolk, Heidi Christine Salon and Spa, Kevin Schaff, Schaff Law, Lori Lemke, Gaines Charter Township Treasurer, Rena Sperlin, Chick-fil-A South, Mike Nitz, Serve Pro of Southeast Grand Rapids, Randall Bradley, Meyer Grand Rapids Store Director, and Scott Yaki from Hydros. Can I get a round of applause for their continued commitment to your businesses? Thank you so much. In December, I shared some of these fun facts with you, but I always like to kind of tell you where we were, 2023, and where we're moving towards in some of our strategic planning for 2024. In 2023, we had 19 new chamber members that joined our chamber family. We distributed 1,500 printed directories. We had some of our chamber articles that were published in the Sun and News, and then BCTV, smile everyone, you're on camera. He's always recording these luncheons for us as well. We were able to distribute the Business of the Year Award, Business Owner of the Year, and the Outstanding Person of the Year Award, and we're going to do that again for 2024. We were able to donate $2,000 to our community food pantries and $3,000, because of you guys, $3,000 to the Pine Rest families at our Pine Rest Christmas luncheon. So amazing. We're going to continue with our social media presence, and then last year we ordered 24 fun in-person events for you guys. And we're just going to continue with that. We had 4 of our luncheons, we had our Chick-fil-A South coffee connections, and some multiple chamber events. So let's move on to 2024 just to kind of tell you where we're at. Obviously, we need to continue to gain chamber member family members. That gives you more networking opportunity. The more businesses we get into your family, the more opportunities you get to build those relationships. We have added 5, and I think there's one more coming. It's going to be a multi-chamber events that are coming. We added 5 more just this year, and we might have one more. I'm working with the other chamber directors. This gives you that opportunity again to network with every one of the businesses around this area, and even as far as Rockford area. We are going to, if you have not seen it already, on your table there's information about our Gaines directory. This year we've got a brand new directory coming out. I am working on that as we speak. I'm going to be distributing, or we are going to be distributing 1,500 more copies of a brand new directory. If you're interested in an ad, please just contact me, barb@gainschamber.org. I am going to push that deadline date. I believe we had it at March 1st, but I'm going to push it to April 1st. So just get back with me and let me know what ad you would like to place in that directory. We're going to continue to grow our outstanding scholarship program. So we've got some exciting news this year, which is amazing. Last year we had 7 scholarships, and this year 9. All because of you guys and coming to our golf event. I mean, amazing, amazing. On June 11th, we're going to have all you guys again. Please join us. We're going to be giving out the scholarship awards as well as all of the business awards. So please join us June 11th. We've increased our chamber ambassador team. We've got a great committee this year. There's probably, I think we've got 9 of us right now. I am going to ask them to stand up if they're here. Jen Hacht from Great Lakes Insurance and Kinsey Financial, Brent Springlud from the Springlud Farm Bureau Insurance Agency, Haven DiPiazza from Carbon 6, Lori Lemke from the Gaines Charter Township, Maria Robertson, Experienced GR, Mike Nitz from ServPro Southeast Grand Rapids, Rena Spurlin, Chick-fil-A South, Sandy Dobbs, from South Christian High School, and Tanya Sawicki from Consumer Credit Union. A round of applause to these guys. They're out and about in the neighborhood. And then as always, we're just going to continue to increase our community awareness. We're talking about community this year. It's all about community. How are we going to build those relationships, and how are we going to have community involvement? When I look at, I know Cheyenne is here from the KSSN Explorer Elementary School. We're partnering with the Community Food Basket, with Streams, giving back to the community and being part of the community. So if you want to be involved, please just email me, barb@gainschamber.org. And then again, we'll continue to improve our social media platform. All right, this is my fun slide, and I know I always put it in here, and you guys probably laugh at me, but when I say, who is Gaines? I need all of you guys, and holler loud because you're on TV. We are Gaines. Ready? Who is Gaines?
We are Gaines.
I love it. It's so cool to hear you guys say that. I know eventually, if I'm not up here, they're probably going to take out that slide, but I like having fun with it, so.
It's your legacy.
There we go. That's my legacy. As we talk about in every one of these luncheons, we know that every one of you is Gaines. We've stated so many times that the Gaines Chamber of Commerce is so excited to play such an integral part in the lives of your community and your neighborhood businesses and families. I say this all the time, you're considered family, and we definitely need to continue to take care of our family members. We need to keep your doors open, and we want to market your business. That's what we're all about. Bringing awareness to your business, building those long-lasting relationships, that community involvement and collaboration is just crucial and essential to strengthening our community. Reminds me of the quote, and I always say this to Helen Keller, alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. All right, now I'm going to introduce to you Scott Yaki from Hydros. He's going to come up here and talk to you a little bit about our events and our benefits to join in the chamber. He's also the new 2024 chamber president. Round of applause, please. Oh, look, you're up there.
That is an ugly picture.
Here you go.
Thank you.
I don't know if you want that or not.
Thank you, everybody. I'll keep this brief because I don't want to stand between lunch and, more importantly, our speaker. It's very exciting to hear what the airport's having to do, or what the airport is doing, and this is proof that by me speaking first, it has to get worse before it gets better. So, really quick, couple things we wanted to touch on just to make sure that we're keeping everybody up to date, as well as you're getting the most out of the chamber and your membership. first and foremost, Barb had mentioned the directory, and you said the ads are due by the 1st. So
April 1st. Yeah.
April 1st. So make sure you guys get those in there. And this new directory is going to be awesome. So we're very excited about that. Please keep an eye out for the chamber newsletter. Barb sends those out once a month, pretty habitually, and it's a great resource for everything that's coming up that month. This is where we call out chamber member businesses for new and exciting things that are happening, new members, as well as this is where we can put job postings. If there's anything that you guys are looking for with help within the business community, the Gaines community itself, please be on the lookout for that newsletter. As Barb mentioned, we also have multiple committees. If anyone wants to get involved and you feel like either you're bored at work or have more time to give or just want to help out, we would love the help. We need some more bench strength, and so please contact Barb or myself, and we'd love to talk to you about the different committees that we have and where you might be a good fit and be able to help give back the most. Our chamber events, we have a ton of events this year, and we're constantly looking for new and exciting events. So if you have any ideas, please bring them to us. I'll go over those events here in another slide or two, but the more events that we can get, increases the opportunities for you guys to be able to network and not only grow your business, but also be able to connect with other business leaders in the community and the community itself. So please be on the lookout for those, and please let us know if there's an event type that's missing or there's something that you'd like to see that would bring more value to you as well. Our chamber website, this is a great spot and a great resource for information as well as connecting our members. If you don't know how to log into your personal business profile on the website, contact Barb or myself. We'll be happy to help you out. As well as if you ever have any questions about scheduling or anything that's going on, please check out the website. We're trying to update it, as well as we'll be updating it going into next year. But please be on the lookout for that, as well as please make sure you follow our social media pages. A great way to see those links and to have quick access to the website is actually through our mobile landing page. The brochure that Barb has, and I think it might be on the tables, has a QR code, or you can go to gainschamberlinks.org on your phone, and that's a mini mobile landing page. That's a great resource to be able to get you pointed in the right direction and to get you the information that you're looking for faster. Glad to see no one has fallen asleep just yet. I promise I'm keeping this quick. Chamber events. Don't drop this. Chamber events. So quarterly luncheons. The next one is June 11th. We know that it's the summer. Sometimes that can be difficult, but it's a great excuse to get away from your desk. So please come out to those and please mark them on your calendar. And we also want to encourage you guys to bring a guest. If you have a guest, please shoot Barb or myself an email. Let us know that you're bringing them. We'd love to have them here, and we'd love to connect with them and tell them a little bit more about the chamber. Golf outing. This is a big one. June 24th at Stonewater Country Club. This is our favorite event of the year. It seems like everybody else really loves this event. So please put this on your calendar and get your foursomes together, as well as if your business wants to do any sponsorship. Please let us know. Those slots are filling up, but we'd love to talk to you about that and see if there's other ways that you guys can help. Movie in the Park. Last year was our first year that we restarted it. It had a great turnout. It had a lot of members of the community come. I think we played Puss in Boots, was it? Cute movie. It was great for the kids. Great time to just come out and enjoy. It was a beautiful night, and hopefully we'll have that again this year. So that's, if you got any young kids or nieces and nephews, make sure you come out for that. After hours networking events and business tours. We're still developing those, and we're also looking for other businesses that want to help sponsor those. Correct, Brent? You give me this.
Yeah, we haven't figured out. The dates aren't set yet.
The dates aren't set yet. So if you guys are interested, we'll see if we have any room in the schedule, or if we can maybe start looking at you for next year, kind of depending on how things line up in the schedule. Any questions so far? Am I going too fast? Okay. Upcoming multi-chamber event. Oops. Multi-chamber events. So we have the Connected Women's events that go through May 2nd to November 7th. Barb has a lot of information on that, so if you're interested in that, please connect with her. And any other events here, these are all great networking events just to be able to start talking with other business leaders. And even if it's not something that you can get direct business out of, someone might know someone who does. I mean, anybody who's in here knows how to network, I would assume. And so this is a great avenue for you to get your face in front of a lot of different people. So please, if you can, get to those. Take a picture of it or whatever the case may be. And if you have any questions, let us know. Did I miss anything?
No, I think
Perfect.
you're good. I would say too, we had the connected, oh, I need the clicker, please. The Connected Chamber Women's event, we were able to host it. Gaines Chamber did, 128 businesswomen. It was a packed, fun-filled room, and I know it's gonna happen again at the next, May 2nd and November 7th are the two other dates that are up there. But thinking outside the box, you guys, if you're having problems with trying to find personnel to work at your place of business, we're gonna have a panel discussion. That's a brand new one. I'm working with 5 different chamber directors on that one. So, but just a lot of fun, multi-chamber. We've been listening to you guys to see what we can do. So, thank you so much, Scott. I just want to say thank you to our awesome strategic partners. On your table, you can see the strategic partner list. If you want to be on a table, please just let me know. Those are the memberships that we have on there. A lot of community wonderful sponsors that we have with us this year. We've also got our presenting sponsors, obviously Scott, and he's got hydros over there. We've got coffee, water, hot chocolate. You can grab that after you get your meal. Mike Knits, where's Mike at? Oh, there he is. He's got a table over there with some of his Serve Pro information. Please don't forget to walk over to his table. We've got Lisa Austin, and she's going to talk a little bit about the realty. She's got a table over there as well. We've got, obviously, Alex is in the back there, and he'll be speaking shortly. I can't even say enough to Jen back there. Wave your hand, Crossroads Conference Center. I'm telling you, she's amazing to work with. You're going to find that a lot of my luncheons are here. I love, love, love this place. But if you want any information, she's got it out front there, and she can answer any questions for you. I'd like to introduce you to Alex Pedric.
Thanks, Barb. And thank you all for letting me give an update on everything that's happening at the airport. It's been, wow, 4 years since I last spoke to the chamber, so a lot has gone on, I'll say, in that time, and happy to share everything that we've got going on at the Florida airport. So just a little kind of like background on what the airport, who we are. We are led by a 7-member board. So some of the names and faces you may recognize on our board. Dan Cornday, board chair. Doug Small, CEO of Experience Grand Rapids. Birgit Close, legend, I'll say, in the community, in economic development. Peter Bukema, he's a hotelier, develops hotels. Emily Breeby and Dan Burrell, both elected officials for Kent County Commission. And also Mike Verhulst, he works in strategy at Acrisure. So we are led by the 7-member board. We used to be a part of Kent County, a Department of Aeronautics, but in 2016 we are now an independent airport authority under the leadership of our fine board members. A little fast facts here. 2nd largest airport in the state, obviously next to Detroit. You see on the left there, we've been really breaking records on passenger numbers. I have a better graph that kind of shows the growth. But we hit 3.79, we round up to 3.8 million in 2023, that's us 22, but year end 23, we hit 3.79, 3.8 million. We sit on 3,200 acres of land. I mean, that's huge, in Kent County, 3,200 acres. We do tours for people periodically, now that we can do tours again. And we often get the comment that, wow, this is huge. Like, you look out over the runways and it's just, so much land out there. So we do sit on a lot. Some airports don't have that luxury to sit on a lot of land. We provide $3.2 billion of economic impact to West Michigan. That's off of actually 2014 data. 2014/2015, we just did an economic impact study, which is kind of in the final draft form, which we're looking forward to release that information once it's ready in about, I'll say, the next month or two. And we support business. We are really a platform for business, and we support, 2,000 plus, jobs, direct jobs, and a whole host of more, I'll say, indirect jobs. So this is kind of the passenger data we have, going from starting in 2014, we were at 2.34 million, to 2023 now 3.8. You see the big dip there in 2020. Obviously, that was the COVID, and the 2019 year was really, I'd say, the golden age of aviation, where a lot of people were traveling. We were hitting passenger records year over year. I mean, you look between 17, 18, and 19. I mean, that's double-digit growth on top of double-digit growth in terms of passengers coming to the Ford Airport, and to exceed that 2019 number in 2023, very exciting. It really means travel is, I'll say, back, both leisure and business. Business is a little harder to, the business traveler, business travelers are a little harder to kind of gauge now, because people are doing more kind of extension of their leisure travel to tack on, business, or vice versa. They'll do a business trip and they'll kind of stay in that location for the weekend. So we've kind of coined the term bleisure, kind of business and leisure kind of combination, bleisure. So we'll say, travel is back and exceeding 2019 numbers. We talked about supporting businesses. We're really a platform for others to do business. We don't necessarily make or a burger, brew a beer, or sell airline tickets. Those are all business partners. So we really provide that, I'll say, infrastructure, facility, platform for others to do business. And this is just some logos I threw up there of both local and more national brands that have a presence at the Ford Airport, or we do business with them in some way. Obviously, the airlines are first and foremost on people's minds when they think of an airport, but it's really kind of vendors that support the airlines, vendors that support airport operations in general. But right now we have 6 airlines plus 1 air cargo carrier. So the cargo carriers, we obviously consider airlines. FedEx, you don't necessarily think they're an airline, but technically, of course, they are. And the other cargo carriers out there, like a UPS or a DHL. And they've been providing great growth, great air service, and a lot of non-stops. This is a kind of pie chart of market share. Delta's still our largest carrier, has been for decades, I'll say. However, other airlines have grown. You see American Airlines, they have grown substantially, providing a lot of nonstop flights. They're at 23%, Delta 25%. Allegiant has really grown a lot lately, I'll say, ever since, 2019. They've provided a lot of nonstops. United sometimes kind of trades spots with Allegiant at that 3rd spot, but then we have Southwest and then Frontier rounding out the rest. Like we said, kind of, providing nonstops. We are going coast to coast, so when someone says, why can't we have a nonstop to Los Angeles? We do. Why can't we have a nonstop to, let's say, Austin? We do. Or Houston? We do. Now, sometimes it's seasonal. It's not, necessarily maybe every day at, multiple times a day. However, we do have around 33 nonstops. We hit 30 nonstops for March. We're typically peaking at around 32, 33 nonstops. So, check all the airlines when you're flying out. I know, Delta's obviously the largest carrier, but we have plenty of options at all price points at the Ford Airport. Our newest carrier actually is Sun Country. Has anyone ever heard of Sun Country? New carrier. They've been doing charters to Biloxi, Laughlin, Nevada, Atlantic City, but now they're going to be doing nonstop service to Minneapolis, St. Paul to starting June 13th of this year, and then we'll try to convince them to do more, of course, and into Florida, maybe Las Vegas and Arizona. We talked about passengers and passenger growth. This is a map of West Michigan and actually Central and all of West Michigan on where are we pulling our passengers from. So the darker areas, of course, is where a majority of our passengers come from. But if you look at, kind of the shading, it's really everywhere. This is kind of where we're not pulling passengers from, but we're getting passengers all the way up from Traverse City, down from South Bend, to fly out of our airport. So it's been really, exciting. It's true, with the numbers, with the growth, 10% growth over 10% growth. So we're really, being the airport of West Michigan, and like I said a little bit earlier, people have options. Passengers, customers have a lot of options. There is a commercial service airport in Kalamazoo, Lansing, and actually Muskegon as well. So we're really kind of like, fighting for as many passengers as we can, and we also try to keep, in our backyard, if you will, college football terminology, head coach trying to keep the recruits, from leaving their backyard. We're trying to do that with passengers. So they also have, options to go to Detroit or Chicago, 2 airports in Chicago, O'Hare and Midway. So we're really, trying to, make sure people choose the Ford airport over those other airports. Now, why choose the airport to fly out of? A lot has to do with price, right? A lot has to do with nonstop flights. The font's a little small on this one. However, in the yellow here is us. So that's the Ford airport. That's $373 round trip domestic average. So when you take the Delta into consideration, the American, the Allegiant, the Frontiers, on average it's $373 now. That is lower than the last quarter, which is good, but still above the national average. So you're probably thinking, okay, yeah, we are too expensive. Why are we above the national average of $13? So that's a good spot for us. It's a sweet spot, and because airlines have aircraft that they can just take anywhere they want. And they have teams of analysts and financial professionals to determine where they deploy that plane to get the most yield or revenue in any given day, time of the week, of the month, of the year. And if they can put their aircraft in a market that can get a little bit above the national average, but not too high, we don't want to be here by Traverse City where it's $527 round trip domestic. That's pretty expensive. On average, Muskegon to $434, Dayton $419, Kalamazoo $468. So obviously we don't want to be here because we were. If those of you who remember, we were like the second most expensive airport to fly out of in the country. And that was pre-2008-ish, 2010. And then, community leaders got together and decided to incentivize AirTran. For those of you who remember AirTran coming to the airport, I think in 2009, 2010, put downward pressure on overall fares, which then turned into Southwest. We still have Southwest, obviously. And then once that occurred, people started choosing the Ford airport now over other airports, driving to Detroit, driving to Chicago. So the fact that we're like just above the national average and not way on this side or way on this side, which here is Flint actually. Flint is on the right, so we're in a good spot. We're in a good spot. Okay, air service development, nonstop flights. A little insider baseball, if you will, on how we get additional flights. What do we do to convince air carriers to choose the Ford airport? It's really, I'll say, what we sell. We don't make kind of products, but we don't sell products, but we sell the community to airlines. And the number one rule in air service or developing your route map is to retain existing. Keep what you got. Make sure the airlines that are there at the airport are healthy, they're getting what they need, they're getting what they want operationally. And then once you kind of shored up your existing air service, then go out and get new. So this is, I liken this to, this is a conference with airlines and airports, happens like twice a year. And this is where kind of, airports get a chance to sit down and talk to airlines for only 10 minutes. I kind of liken this to speed dating, but now dating's all app-based. It's not really, I think, relevant in today's kind of terms, But essentially, you get a meeting agenda. Airlines decide whether or not they want to meet with you. If you're lucky enough to score airline meetings, then you're on the list, and then you're timed about 10 minutes to really kind of put forth your best foot forward to tell the airline why they should start service, whether it's a new carrier, which we consistently talk to, or an existing carrier. We'll meet with Delta, we'll meet with American and ask them, what's it going to take, Delta, to get a nonstop flight to Salt Lake City? What's it going to take to go to Boston, Delta? Or, American. We have Allegiant doing a Los Angeles service, but when we talk to American at these conferences, we ask them, hey, what about doing an American nonstop flight to Los Angeles? Or what about Louisville? So it's really a pressure-packed kind of environment, but all airports are there across the country trying to make the best case for their community to get new service. And these are the airlines that are at these conferences. Some are obviously familiar, some are not, but we're talking to everyone. We're talking to anyone who would be willing to hear our story. And we've had success. We showed the route map. We're going coast to coast, over 30 nonstop flights. We're putting downward pressure on overall fares, $373 round trip domestic. And we're also being a bigger part of the conversation for airlines to do business, such as Allegiant creating a maintenance base here at the Ford Airport. So this maintenance facility provides, I'll say, operational resiliency. With Delta, United, and American, big airlines, they have planes everywhere. Plane goes, on mechanical or on maintenance. They've got hundreds of planes all across the country they can deploy. Other airlines are growing as well, but Allegiant created a maintenance base here and based multiple aircraft to provide more flights, more operations, and mechanics, based flight attendants, based crews. So huge win for the community, and of course that kind of operational resiliency. We talked a little bit about Sun Country, based in Minneapolis. They'll be doing nonstop flights to Minneapolis, and then we'll also convince them to do more. They are a low-cost carrier, but they're not like ultra low cost, like let's say a Spirit or a Frontier. And they will be on Concourse B. Have you all flown out of the Ford Airport lately? Yeah, so you're familiar. So they'll be on B. This is kind of the shape out of B Concourse. Everyone's pretty much moved into their permanent homes, it's probably except for Frontier, they're on Bravo too, but on B Concourse, we have Southwest, Allegiant, Frontier, and Sun Country starting in June. On A Concourse, which we just opened, which I have some pictures in the slideshow here, A Concourse will have the legacy carriers, the Uniteds, the Deltas, the American Airlines. This is kind of that legacy carrier concourse that has kind of like the higher amenities and a VIP lounge to open in March of 2025. So it's a VIP kind of airline lounge, however, not airline specific. You won't need to be a certain airline passenger to access the second story lounge. Recent news, some current developments, just talked about Concourse A, open, and the airlines, those airlines I showed you are there right now. So that concourse is fully open. Concessions will open gradually. We already have 3 concessions locations open there, which is on this next slide. It's a brew garden, retail area in the middle there, down the common area, and then a market kind of district location with fresh baked goods. We are opening up Freddy's, so Freddy's will open at the end of this month, as well as Uccello's will open up sometime in the summer, so that will all be on Concourse A. Pretty exciting. I threw this slide up there to kind of transition to what we do in the community. Big community partner. We host a 5K every year. We give back at our golf outings. Every year we pick a school to give kind of like the proceeds to that school for our sports athletics teams. And then we have a high school on airport property, West Michigan Aviation Academy, which we do a lot, public safety, trainings and things like that. We do with the academy. You probably see us in the community, literally through our billboards. We went on kind of an aggressive, I'll say, billboard campaign and advertising campaign because we're obviously a part of what the airlines do in selling tickets and marketing kind of the flights, but we want to market the airport too, which ultimately feeds back into getting the word out on what we have in terms of nonstops and just overall airport activity. So what's next? Groundbreakings. We had a couple groundbreakings. We are building a new firefighting facility on airport. That should be complete by the end of this year, as well as a consolidated rental car center. The rental cars are growing with the airline, so a lot has been happening. Overall activity has grown to follow that trend of like 10% each year. Also parking. Parking has grown substantially. We just opened actually an extension on the economy lot. So if once you get on property on Ustema, it's immediately to the left. A lot of people blow by this and just go to the garage, which the garage has been filling up very quickly, very quickly. We did raise prices. We talked about pricing a little bit earlier, but right now in the short-term area, we lifted the cap of $36 per day, so now it's an hourly $2 per hour, with a daily rate of $48. And then we have the long-term garage, which is the short-term and the long-term is part of the garage. That's $24. Then there's a north lot that's around $17, and then these areas are $14. And we did push off increasing rates for the longest time. We actually dropped rates during the pandemic, just because no one was there, no one was flying, so we wanted to make it a little bit cheaper, just to incentivize folks to fly out. But we did get back to market rate on parking areas. Terminal enhancement project. So this is going to be a huge project for us. This yellow kind of dashed area is where the existing terminal ends. So all this will be new. All this will be new. We will break ground on this project. April 10th, I think, is the groundbreaking date. So next month. This will extend the building, obviously, to the west. So this is the existing facility here, 8 concourse, and then this is the new kind of extension. Yeah, it looks pretty big on this graphic when I go back and forth. So you will see all the ticket counters transition from the east side. If you think about our terminal, we have American and Delta on one side, the rest of the carriers on the other side, and then the backplane at the center. What we're doing is we're taking all the ticket counters and consolidating them in one area, and then we'll have a back claim on the other side. So it's really kind of now 2 parts versus kind of the 3 with the baggage claim in the middle of the ticket counters. Federal Inspection Station, we did complete our phase 1 of immigration facilities, if you will. We can have international flights. There's nothing stopping us from getting a flight to Toronto or even Paris, I'll say, because those passengers are coming into the country pre-clear. Now, where West Michiganders really want to go is Mexico, Cancun. The United States doesn't have agreements with the Mexican government to have Customs and Border Patrol officers housed in those airports. So what we have to do is house those agents in our facility. So that's what this, phase 1, first part will do. We got a backplane 4, if you're familiar. That backplane will support international flights to the Caribbean, to Mexico, or those airports that don't have Customs and Border Patrol agents in that country. Yes, and this here's phase 3. Phase 2, complete, or actually phase 1, phase 2, another bag lane. Phase 3, the offices for Customs and Border Patrol. And that concludes my presentation. Any time for questions? Yes, sir.
When are you going to build the new tower?
Yes, the new tower. The new tower is in currently design phase. So the FAA, Federal Aviation Administration, they own all the towers across the country. We've been trying to get our tower moved since 2009. So we've got great progress behind relocating of the tower. Right now, the tower is too short. The tower is too short, so we can't build more taller facilities. We can't build a parking garage in the north lot. We can't build high, big hangars for, general aviation or corporate flying to house their aircraft. So moving the tower is going to be critical, and we're expecting the tower to be relocated by the end of 2026 or 27. Any other questions? Yes.
So my wife travels a lot on the airport, and as somebody that has to go pick her up and drop her off all the time, I think you guys are doing an amazing job of just keeping things flowing well. With ServPro, we have a lot of our corporate guys that come in from out of state that always make the statement that Grand Rapids is the easiest airport to fly out. So I guess it's not a question, it's more of a compliment, and just saying you guys are doing a great job.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. Appreciate that. Yeah, no, you bring up a good point. We do ask people to get to the airport 2 hours prior to the flight. I think we've been, pretty good at getting people through, not only on curb front, but also the TSA checkpoint. But sometimes the checkpoint gets backed up. So in the morning is the biggest, I'll say pressure point, with wait times maybe hitting, like I'll say 35, 40 minutes. But if there's a call off in the morning, then that line on the TSA side, that line will get long. So we do ask people to get there 2 hours prior to, find the parking spot, check the bag, get through security, and onto the flight. And also, we do have a cell phone waiting lot, so that curb front does get pretty, I'll say, really busy at a lot of the times during the day with, you could experience some traffic, but if you're picking up a loved one, we do have a cell phone lot that's kind of by the front of the house rental cars that you can, sit and wait and not be kind of on the curb front there. Question?
What's the biggest challenge the airport faces right now?
Biggest challenge I'll say right now is finding the money to accommodate all the growth that the community is giving us. So we're taking out a lot of, I'll say bonds to complete these projects. So that the terminal enhancement project is costing us around $136 million. That consolidated rental car center costs around $134 million. Concourse A costs us $110 million. The federal inspection station, that phase 2 and phase 3 will cost us another $24 million. So it's really, trying to find the money, making sure that we are, being as prudent as possible with all of our revenues and putting them in the right spots. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Hope to have him on our board 2025, Alex. 2025. All right. Just want to say thank you to everyone that's here with us today. We so much enjoy having this lunch with you. We want to network for your businesses. We want to build this community. And we can't thank you enough. We've got a lot of great sponsors here. June 11th, our next quarterly luncheon, scholarships and business awards. If you know a business that is just outstanding and you want to nominate them, let me know. barb@gainschamber.org. And as I say to everyone, we are family. So thank you for being here. There are cookies and brownies still left. I hope the food was great, and we can't thank our team here enough. Wave to the caterers, Distinctive Catering and Crossroads, and we hope you all